Hi, Kellen Browning, New York Times, is joining us here on Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Kellen wrote a story this week about the Beam, and of course, all of us know about lighting the Beam. Kellen, your first impression of the Beam when you saw it, did you think it was corny?
No, I did not. Well, I guess I did, but it was also a religious experience for me seeing it for the first time. I was one of the people that I wrote about craning my neck out the window of the car to try to soak it in. So I was transformed.
And you're a Sacramento native, right, Kellen? So this season, I'm somewhat new to the area. I moved here in July for this job, and the Kings suddenly have this turnaround. And you talk about it in the article. It's been palpable to me, like the turnaround in, I guess, the mood, the vibe of Sacramento with the Kings doing what they're doing.
Absolutely, yeah. I grew up in Davis, so 20 minutes away.
Sure.
And it's been, like you say, a long, hard road of being bad and not making the playoffs. And fans stay loyal, obviously, but this is totally different. I think just seeing the excitement online, and I live in San Francisco, so I don't get to see it on a day-to-day basis in person. But then when I've come up there for games and seen people in the arena just going crazy afterwards, screaming "Light the Beam," it's really exciting, and it's really special because we've had to wait so long.
Kellen Browning is with us again. He's from the New York Times, wrote about the Beam this week. What's the coolest thing, Kellen, about the Beam that you found out during your research and writing this story?
I think one thing that really has stuck out to me is how much it's gotten people who aren't even sports fans, maybe would never care about the Kings, even if they were, the best team in the league, just because they don't follow sports. The Beam has gotten them involved in the team as well, and just in the success of the team. People, are seeing it. They live in Midtown or downtown. They see it out their window. They wonder what that could be, and they find out it means the Kings won this evening. And suddenly they're following along too. I think that's really cool. It's appealing to everybody. It's something that we can all celebrate, even if you're not even a sports fan.
I don't know if you've thought about this, Kellen, but there is one drawback to the Beam. And I've brought this up a couple times on the show. My co-host finds it hilarious that this keeps happening to me. You mentioned Midtown. I live in Midtown. And with today's technology, some of us we're busy in our day-to-day lives, we'll just, DVR it and watch the game later. And you do that, you step out on your balcony, and there's a giant purple spoiler in the sky, Kyle. It doesn't help. It's not helpful sometimes, is all I'm saying. I love it. I think it's cool, but it's just not helpful at times.
Yeah, you got to close the shades, I think, if you're if you're watching it behind. That used to, I don't have that issue, like I said, down in San Francisco, but I sure wish it was viewable from down here. And instead, we got a lot of Warriors fans. So.
Kellen Browning is with us here on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. What surprised you the most when you were writing this story? Anything?
It's a good one. I mean, I think just how much the players themselves have embraced this, right? Like embraced the Beam. Obviously, they like the city. They support the fans. They're all in this together. But I think this could easily have been a gimmick that didn't catch on, and that the players thought was, like you said, kind of cheesy. I just like how much they are all bought in, and you've seen Fox and Herter tweeting about it. I talked to Harrison Barnes for the story, and he was all in on the Light the Beam stuff. So I think it's cool that the players have embraced it as well. We're all in this together.
As a lifelong Kings fan, and you can feel the love for the team in this article. You can feel the pain that you've suffered as a lifelong Kings fan. I've noticed since I've come here, Kellen, that while everybody's enjoying this and it's very exciting, and we talked about it earlier in the show, that this is kind of rubbing off on me a little bit too. There's that waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, this is almost too good to be true, and it's going to take a turn for the worse before long. Do you have that in the pit of your stomach? Have you been conditioned by the trauma of a lifetime as a Kings fan to have that in the pit of your stomach or in the back of your mind?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I've been feeling that the entire way through, and I've been, testing with my friend after seemingly every win. Like, maybe we're actually good. I'm not sure. I'm still waiting to be sure. I mean, I definitely have that feeling, seeing so many hopeful starts end in disappointment, or so many bad things happen. Even now, I'm a little worried. We didn't make a lot of moves after the trade deadline. There's a lot of teams that are behind us, like, I think could pass us. I'm still a little concerned, but I'm slowly starting to believe. And, I do think we, I don't want to jinx anything, but I do think we could make the playoffs. And at this point, I would be disappointed if we fell down into the play. And I think, we have a good shot of at least being in the top 6. But yes, I think given the history, there's always a little bit of concern.
I'm with you, Kellen. Last one for you. Will you write a follow-up story to this one if the Kings are in the postseason this year?
Man, I hope so. I'm going to be begging my editors to let me, write one from a playoff game, especially if we get a really rowdy home environment. I think that would be a great place to report from.
All right, Kellen, we appreciate the time, man. Enjoy your weekend.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, there goes Kellen Browning. New York Times, again, wrote about the Beam this week. And check out that story. And as he said, he spoke to Harrison Barnes and some others during that story. Some good interviews there. Again, it's Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.